and the Renegade Horn. And you're listening to MSEsports.com. All sports, no limits.
I'm living in that 21st century.
From the Mile High City, you're listening to GP3 Bodybuilding to the Max, only on MSEsports.com. Now here's your host, GP3.
One sec. There we go. Good. This is your host GP3, and we're talking today again about fitness, bodybuilding. Right now on February 21st, in this cold day here in Denver, Colorado. All right. First, before we get started, I want to thank one of our sponsors, Denver Auto Sales. Contact Gonzales 303-430-1333. Or you just go there at 6570 North Federal Boulevard in Denver, Colorado. Or you can check their cars online at www.denverautostores.com. Now, as we go into the show today, we'll be talking to IFBB Pro Lee Banks out of Jacksonville, Florida. We also have on our show the Alan Richards, Dana Richards, and Laura Richards-Durbin. I think that her last name is pronounced. Of the Richards clan will be in studio, and we will also talk to Matthew Gonzales of StreetSide South Studio. It's a dance studio here in Denver. It's just a different way to kind of get yourself in shape more with music and dancing. So let's go ahead and get this right into it, and let's go ahead and talk to Lee Banks of Jacksonville, Florida. Lee Banks? Lee. Hey, Lee, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, no, I'm chilling, man. How's it up there in Jacksonville?
I'm pretty good, man.
How's the weather? It's been snowing over here in Denver. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay. No, it's been snowing up there. It's been snowing over here in Denver. So how's the weather up there in Jacksonville?
Weather's nice down here. We're in the 70s.
Oh, God. I need to go back home. So tell our listeners out there, how did you decide to get into bodybuilding? I mean, what was the first thing that you wanted to do when you wanted to think about bodybuilding?
I've always thought about bodybuilding as a child. I was always in the magazines, and my dad was actually an amateur bodybuilder. So I've always been into looking into the sport, but I decided to do my first show before I got married. And actually got married in the wedding, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy my wedding. I'm not going to do the show. So it took me till I was 30 years old before I did my first show.
That long, 30 years. We decided to do your very first show. Most people usually start, mid-20s probably? And you waited till you were about 30?
Yeah.
Now,
actually, I think I did it the right way. I established my business, because this is an expensive sport. And just have fun. Now I can put time into this. And actually, that's what I did. I was around 30 years old.
Oh, man. Now, in 2008, when I was living in Jacksonville, Florida, there was a lot of talk about you. You were like the huge buzz down there in Jacksonville around 2008, and that's when I first started competing. One of your workout partners who actually was training me, Jason Hamner, was telling me about you and said how you're the next bodybuilder pro out of Jacksonville. The first, obviously, being Dexter Jackson. Did seeing Dexter in the gym motivate you to become a better pro or become a pro? And after so many seconds and third places in the national show, did you ever think about throwing in the towel?
Okay. Let's start with seeing Dexter. I just saw Dexter before I just started getting back into the gym to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And I never forget it. He was coming out of a Golden Corral. And I get the response now that I'm a pro, but I remember him walking out, and me and my wife was walking in, and I saw his arms, and I was like, freaking out. And I get guys that do that when they see my arms now, but I was like, wow, I didn't know it was Dexter.
Yeah.
I just know this guy had arms that looked unreal. And that really, you're right, that really did motivate me because, my motive from that point was to get arms that looked like that. So, yeah, he did really motivate. He was one of the first pro bodybuilders I saw.
Especially just being in Jacksonville and you see Dexter all the time. So, I mean, and again, another question, because you came in second and third place a lot in national shows trying to get that pro card. Now, during that process, I mean, did you think about, this maybe bodybuilding isn't for me? Hello?
Hello, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Did you hear me? Yo, Lee, what's up? You hear me? Lee?
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, I hear you now.
Okay. No, I was saying, again, after the second and third placings that you had in the national shows trying to get your pro card, did you ever think that bodybuilding just wasn't for you and ever thought about just throwing in the towel and going another career move?
Yeah, actually, I never thought that bodybuilding wasn't for me, but I did think about throwing in the towel because, it got kind of discouraging, the time I think I got like 3 seconds. And every time I would get second, it would be, okay, his leg's not big enough. Then every time it was like I was getting an excuse, and I was like, wow, these judges really don't want to give me a pro card. So, but, I waited my time, and it eventually happened. And I tell a lot of guys to be patient because just like when I was doing these shows, Brandon Curry was the man to beat, Mark Alvisi. Eventually my time came when I did the North American, and everybody was talking about I was the man to beat. So that excited me when I was like, damn, I'm the man that everyone's after. So your time will come. You just have to wait on it.
Okay. Now, once you became a pro in 2010, you decided to do the 2011 Europa Show of Champions, and you placed 5th there. And then you showed up and you placed 14th in the 2011 Pro Weekly Tampa Pro Championship. Now, in your opinion, what was the reason for the placing of 14th? Was it preparation, maybe just competition or focus? I mean, what was the reasoning of that huge gap from 5th to 14th? Lee. Lee. So, Lee?
Okay, I'm here.
All right, did you get the last question I just told you? No, I was saying once you became a pro in 2010, you decided to do the 2011 Europa Show of Champions, and you placed 5th.
Okay.
And then you placed 14th in the 2011 Pro Weekly Tampa Pro Championship. Now I was asking you, in your opinion, what was the reasoning for the placing of 14th? Do you feel like it was your preparation or your lack of focus? I mean, what was it?
In my opinion, I'm realizing now, because it actually has happened again on me, that it wasn't my lack of focus, it was my age. In my opinion, I'm getting a little older, and I'm realizing I've been with like 2-3 different trainers, and I'll look great the first show, but if I try to do another show 3-4 months after, my body just starts to, cannibalize the muscle. So literally, at my age, I want to do a show, and I need to really take maybe 2-3 months off from the gym, period, and let my body heal. I talked to Charles Glass, and he mentioned that, and I thought about that's what happened, not only at that show, was last year at the Masters. I looked great in Tampa. I did Dallas the weekend after, looked great. Masters, I lost about 15 pounds.
Oh my.
And I was like, wow, this is the same thing that happened in 2010. So I'm going to just have to take it easy.
So obviously you realize that your body just isn't responding the way it used to when you were younger. Basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
I
mean, I give it a lot. Every show I give it my all. And afterwards, at my age, I have to give it a break. And I can't just do, some guys can. Tony Freeman did 8 shows last year.
Yeah,
he's older than me.
yeah, I was just about to say that. I mean, Tony Freeman, I swear he does a show every weekend. And so he's a complete freak. I was just trying to figure out how can anybody do that many shows, especially with your age, do that many shows all the time?
My hat's off to him. I talked to Gail, which is Dexter's fiance, tonight, and she said he took 6 months off from everything, and you see how great he looks now.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Go ahead.
For guys our age, I think we have to take that break.
And I'm excited to see how Dexter's going to look at the Arnold, next week. I just saw a video on him, and he looks like he's going to come in pretty nice.
Yeah.
Now, after doing a few more pro shows, you decided to do the Masters Olympia, in which you placed 12th last year. How was your feeling about that placing, and do you believe that's what you deserved?
Like I said, I believe that was what I deserved. I was actually a little happy with it, the way I felt and the way I looked. It's, I had just lost too much weight. I might have been 220 that show, if 220, and I just felt small. And I'm the type of person. I did the same thing in Tampa that year when I placed 14. When I go on stage and I don't feel good about myself, you see it on my face. You see it in my posing.
But everybody's that way too, especially when you know yourself that you didn't dial it in correctly. As soon as you get on stage, people can tell through your expressions that you're like, man, they're going to end too well. So, and again, with the placing of 12th, do you believe? So you're assuming that's the same thing that happened last time. You just didn't have the break in between to kind of.
Yeah. I'm confident that I have a top 5 physique in any show, except for the Arnold and Olympia. I just have to be, I got to come in at my best. I'm one of those guys can't come in 50%, 70%. I got it. When I come in full, I always have good condition, and I come in full. I have a good top 5 physique. I probably, even at that show, there were some big names there, but I think I could have cracked it if I was looking at it like I did in Tampa.
Now, what's next for you? Like show wise?
Actually, I just linked up with Chris Aceto, and we're gonna get together after the Arnold. And I'm gonna let him. I'm the type of guy. I'm a coach, so I'm gonna give him the steering wheel. Let him. Look at me, tell me, okay, do I need to take this whole year off and start fresh next year, or do I need to do something at the end of the year? I'm gonna leave that up to him.
So you're not thinking about coming back and maybe doing the Master Olympia again?
No, like I said, I want to leave that up to him. I may, but it depends on what he decides. What's the best for me. He's been doing pretty good and picking the right show. That's one of my problems too. The trainers, I pick my shows, and I always pick shows that, if I would have did the show 2 weeks before or the show a month before, I would have won the show. And I'm at the show with all these big Tony Freeman and Dennis James, and
you're like, oh man, I picked the wrong one.
Yeah.
So
like I said, I'm really concentrating on my team this year, and if I do a show, it will be later in the year.
Okay. Now you will also be at the Arnold this next weekend coming up. Tell us a little bit about that and who you'll be representing while you're at the Arnold next week.
Yes, I'm representing Champion Nutrition. I've been with Champion Nutrition probably about 5 years now. And we got a lot of brand new products that's coming out. Champions, of course, has been around for years, 20 years, and we're really trying to ramp this market. So I'll be at the Champion Nutrition booth. I actually have a client on Team Banks, who's going to be competing. So I'll be there supporting him.
At the Arnold?
And just at the Arnold. Yeah, he's going to be doing the Arnold Amateur.
Oh, what's his name?
His name is Andre Monaldo.
And he will be go ahead.
Yeah, he'll be I think he's going to be a bantamweight. He may be a lightweight.
Okay.
But we feel him up, so but he's looking real good. So I'll be there representing him. And of course, I go to the show every year. I want to see what Dexter does. Cedric looks good.
Yeah.
It'll be a good show.
And Cedric hasn't done a show except for New York Pro last year, correct? That was the only show he's done since then.
Yes. And he looks, he looks good. Maybe I don't know if Chris. I know he's with Chris also, Chris Aceto. I don't know if he told him to hold out from the Olympia, but he's put on some size.
Now, tell the listeners briefly about your business, Team Banks Bodybuilding, and then I think you just started talking about it a second ago, but give us a little bit more details about that.
Team Banks Bodybuilding, we're actually I'm more of a coach and a contest prep consultant, and what I've done is I took my expertise and years of working with top trainers like Hani, George Farrow, and now Chris, and I glean and I've learned a lot from these guys, and I just pass it on to, people who are coming in the sport, people who want to go to the next level in competition, and, we're actually a real bona fide team. I'm not just a coach that has clients. We actually get together, we do posing clinic, training days, and outings, outreach. So, it's all-around support. That's what we're about. Team Banks about support, because I understood as an amateur that you need that support. It's nothing like going on stage and nobody knows you.
Yeah, that's true. Now, is that just locally in Jacksonville, or can somebody from California be part of Team Banks Bodybuilding?
Yes, definitely. I have clients in Virginia, different parts, like you said, different parts of the U.S., even outside of the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I said, it's a great opportunity. I wish I had Dexter or somebody when I came into the sport, who's been in the sport, that knows the ins and outs to coach me. So this is a great opportunity for anyone. I take people who've never competed. I take national level competitors. It's a great opportunity.
Now, I'll let everybody know how they can contact you to know more about Team Banks Bodybuilding.
Yes, you can go to my website at teambanks-bodybuilding.com, and you can it'll show you everything we do. I mean, there's tutorials. It'll show you, explain the philosophy, everything about my business. You can actually fill out the contact form and then send me an email, and I'll get in contact with you.
That's great. Now, before I let you go, I got one last question to ask you. If you had 24 hours to live, what would you do?
24 hours.
24 hours.
If I had 24 hours to live, I would probably spend most of that time getting on the phone, going to everybody that I know and I love and telling them how I feel before I leave this earth. That would be probably. I definitely won't be in no gym.
Yeah, what's the point at that point?
You're right. But that's probably what I would do. I feel that, I don't want to leave this earth without saying what I need to say to my son, to my family, and to my friends, and to my fans.
All right, Lee, I was so glad I was able to get you on the show today. All right?
Absolutely.
I will see you next week at the Arnold Classic, and you have a nice one, okay?
Yeah, stop by the moving.
Oh, I will, boss.
All right. Okay, take care, bro.
Later, man. And again, that's IFBB Pro Lee Banks, professional bodybuilder Lee Banks. Next, after we come back from this quick commercial break, we will have Matthew Gonzales from StreetSide South Studio talking about dancing and getting in shape through dancing. You're listening to GP3 Bodybuilding to the Max on MSCSports.com. All sports, no limits.
We are happy to be in partnership with Essex Motors, where they realize that you have a lot of choices when leasing or buying an automobile. Essex Motors considers customer satisfaction to be the highest priority. Throughout each of their departments, the emphasis is always on putting the customer's needs first. Everything they do is designed to make your car buying or leasing experience as easy and enjoyable as possible. With competitive prices, knowledgeable staff, and a superior customer service all added up to create a simple and painless way to purchase a world-class automobile at a great price. Please call 303-687-0300 or visit Essex Motors showroom at 131 South Main Street in Longmont, Colorado to see for yourself how different your total automotive experience can be, or click their link on mscsports.com.
Winter means snow, hot chocolate, and pale skin. Get back to your summer glow. At the Beach has 5 different tanning levels, as well as spray tan. With great prices and no waits, you can get back to your sun-kissed skin in no time. Be sure to check them out online at atvtanning.com for a location near you. At the Beach. Get your tan on.
Are you looking for a new piercing or tattoo? Phantom 8 Tattoo and Piercing is the place. Come in and check out their artist work and schedule your appointment today. Don't forget to mention KZKO to receive an hour off your session. Phantom 8 Tattoos and Piercing, conveniently located on South Broadway in Inglewood, or visit phantom8.com.
This is Jacqueline Abrams and Paul Abrams with Made for War MMA.
You're listening to GP3 Bodybuilding to the Max. Only on MSCsports.com. All sports, no limits.
Hey, it's your girl, Lady K, host of The Sounds of Soul every Tuesday night. Check out our newest sponsor on MSC Radio Network, Latin Life Denver. You know, being a Latina girl myself, I've always wanted to know anything and everything pertaining to Latin community arts and nightlife in Colorado. So if you want to know more information like I did, visit LatinLifeDenver.com. Once again, that's LatinLifeDenver.com. Adios.
What better way to show you care than to send one of my mom's pies? Fresh homemade pies using nothing but the best local fruit and the finest ingredients. Handcrafted with love right out of their Boulder kitchen and passed down for 4 generations. That's my mom's pies. Call now, 303-652-6667. That's 303-652-MOMS. And order your pie today. Or check out their delicious menu at mmpies.com, where you can select your pies upon request. That's My Mom's Pies. What are you waiting for?
I'm living in that 21st century.
From the Mile High City, you're listening to GP3 Bodybuilding to the Max, only on MSCsports.com. Now here's your host, GP3.
Hello, we're back again, GP3 Bodybuilding to the Max on MSCsports.com. We want to thank another one of our sponsors, Commercial SX Motors. Contact Mike and Ryan at 303-678-0300, or you can go to their location on 131 South Main Street on Longmont, Colorado, or check their website at www.sxmotorsllc.com. Now, again, after we just finished talking to IFBB Pro Lee Banks, we have next coming up Matthew Gonzales from StreetSide South Studio on the line. I was now talking to him right now. Again, StreetSide South is more of like a dancing organization, basically to keep people in shape. Do we have him on? Matthew, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Great, man, great. Hey, so tell our listeners out there, what is StreetSide South?
StreetSide South is a hip-hop based dance studio out of Littleton. We service Littleton and Highlands Ranch. We're a dance studio that is performance-based, specializing in hip-hop dance.
Now, what was the whole idea behind creating this this atmosphere for people of all ages to get in shape through hip-hop dancing?
Sure. The idea behind the structure of the studio, so we're a performance-based studio, so we actually have 3 one-hour themed shows a year, which is very different from a normal dance studio, which has like an 8-hour marathon of a recital at the end of each year. And it makes it very expensive and very time-consuming for a lot of the families. So going performance-based, it allows the kids to be on stage a lot more frequently and allows the parents to see their kids perform a lot more frequently. Now, while we're hip-hop-based, hip-hop dance is just, it's a widely underutilized dance genre. A lot of people don't know that hip-hop is actually closer to 15 or 20 genres of dance depending on who you talk to and what city and what region, but it's multiple dance genres. It's not a genre within itself. And so because not a lot of people offer it or even have anything like it, we figured we would open a studio that actually did offer it.
Now, you said 15 to 20. I'm sorry, I couldn't get the word. You said genre?
Genres. So a genre of dance, you have ballet, you have jazz, and then even within them, there's...
Hello? I think we just lost.
Boy and break dancing, locking, it's house dancing, it's popping, it's turfing, it's whacking, it's crumping, it's I can go on and on and on and on, but it's about 15 or 20 different styles of dance within itself.
Now, Matthew, I did my research on you a little bit, and I heard you're just a huge expert on everything related to dancing. So just tell us a little bit about your fitness or fitness/dancing background.
Sure. Well, my dance background, I'm what you refer to as an elements dancer. That I'm good at all of the styles, but I'm not exceptional in any one. So we have instructors that specialize in the styles. So we have a B-boy, Terrific Terry. He's one of the best break dancers or B-boys in Colorado. And like if I were to battle him in just B-boying, he would crush me. But if we were to go to an elements battle, I can actually switch up my styles much more effectively than he can because he specializes in one style where I can kind of just transition between all the different ones. As far as my fitness, fitness is absolutely critical to being an effective dancer because you're actually using your body, and unless you have the power and the cardiovascular stamina behind it, you can't do the dances as effectively. So we have one of our instructors, her name is Allison Brown. She's one of the best contemporary dancers in all of Colorado. She teaches a power bar class and a yoga class in addition to her technique classes, and she's just cut like from head to toe. She's completely in shape, incredibly flexible, and what it does is it makes her a much more captivating dancer because she can go from a high level down to the ground and then back up very, very seamlessly. If she didn't have a lot of fitness behind her, she wouldn't be able to do that. So, like with me, I specialize more in more of the old funk dances. So that's Campbell locking or locking and popping. So a lot of my fitness is based around training my muscles with isometrics. So that's a lot of pull-ups. That's a lot of holding isometric holds. It's a lot of endurance weightlifting with high rest, low weight, because I need to be able to hold my body in a specific position for an extended period of time.
And here's the funny thing about that. I was just thinking about that in my head. I remember in college that like a lot of receivers and running backs, we used to always tell each other that we weren't going to do a lot of heavy weights because it kind of slowed us down or we would be very, very stiff. I mean, is that the same way when y'all train or work out with weights? I mean, do y'all feel the same way too as being a dancer? Because you have to be more mobile. I mean, do you don't go as heavy, or I mean, what's the mindset that you're doing when you're working out? Hello?
What we refer to as a power move. So you'll be able to pull yourself up off the ground a lot easier. But what happens is when you push a lot of weight, you get a lot more mass to yourself, and so it restricts your ability to actually have a lot of flexibility or even a lot of mobility in movement. So like if your shoulders and your triceps and your biceps are huge, it's a lot harder for you to make a circular motion, a very grand sweeping circular motion with your arm versus if your muscles are a lot smaller and denser.
That's interesting. It's kind of weird. So obviously these big muscle bodybuilders, we wouldn't be good dancers, would we?
You would be. It just you would be unable to hit certain lines is all.
Okay.
And it depends. Again, it depends on the genre as well. With popping, you may be a little bit more versatile because popping requires a very, very strong, large contraction and a very deliberate, fast contraction out of a muscle. So if you can learn to do that, your hits will be a lot bigger because you just have more mass to hit with.
Okay, I got to put that.
A lot of the strongest dancers I know, you know, they like his name is Rico Changé. He actually owns the StreetSide up north. He weighs about 125 pounds, but he's solid muscle, and he's one of the strongest dancers I know because he'll be able to hold himself up on handstands with just his fingertips, and he can walk around on just his fingertips.
Jesus, wow. I ain't trying nothing like that. Now, earlier you were talking about the variety of teachers that you have at your studio. And again, you know, I was always taught to ever be successful in life, you have to have people around you that are smarter than you. I mean, I truly believe that. So is that the same aspect that you kind of have with your studio? You bring in people that, I mean, nobody's really competing against other people. Everybody, you can learn from everybody is what I'm assuming.
Right. So,
yeah.
So we're very selective about our teachers, that we want them to have a certain cultural mindset when they come in, that we want them to want to be there. We want them to want to teach. And you'll find with any of the instructors that we have that they're there to teach and to mentor on all aspects of life, because typically a hip-hop dancer will go to hip-hop dance because they're looking for a more positive outlook. That's why a lot of very, very core, especially the breakdancers or b-boys, they look very, very intimidating when you first see them, but they're actually some of the nicest people you ever meet. Our instructors try to cultivate that mentality that it doesn't matter where you come from or who you come or who you are, that hip-hop dance can be used as a positive method in order to give you a positive outlet rather than doing other things that are not conducive to or healthy to a life. We try and maintain a culture of acceptance, of community, of everyone being happy and being positive within hip hop dance, which is a huge thing that a lot of people don't know, that hip hop is intended not to be, you know, stacks of money and cars and going to the club and all that. Like that's a whole different aspect. That's like the rap. Like hip hop is meant in the four elements of it to be something positive, to be something communal, to be something of an art form. So our kids, for example, we took some of our younger kids, ages 7 to 13, and we trained them to go to a breakdancing battle. And the battle was very, very intimidating for them because they were going up with guys that have tattoos at their neck and they have piercings all over, and they're aggressive when they dance. But they went out there and they had a positive experience because all of the guys came up and hugged them and shook their hands and told them they did a great job and gave them pointers. And our teachers were there and they stood behind them and they were coaching them as they were battling. But to see a little 7-year-old boy from Highlands Ranch go up against inner city youth of Denver, Phoenix, and Albuquerque, you know, it's something impressive that they can get that confidence from a mentor and go into an environment like that where it's incredibly intimidating and still blow it out of the water.
Now, do you have, like, obviously there's a lot of, like, dance movies out there. Is it true that a lot of the people really have beef with each other like that? Like, again, I'm not a fan of dance movies. I think I've only seen one. But a lot of times you always see there's always, like, 2 or 3 crews, and they really have, like, really heated, you know, aggression towards each other. Is that really true? Is that how it really works? Or is that just movies playing it that way?
It's playing a little bit off of history, and it is a little bit of Hollywood. So, I mean, it's probably just as much Hollywood as if you go and you dance on the dump or on the bulldozer, that you'll stop them from tearing down the rec center. You know, it's probably as realistic as that. The crew rivalries and individual rivalries definitely exist. It happens at a varying level depending on your skill set. Because if you get up to the top, then your rival could be from a different country. Your rival could be French and you're from Korea. Your rival could be Brazilian and you're from the U.S. But in the 90s, and this is specific to styles, speaking about breakdancing or b-boying, in the 90s, I would say it was closer to that because it was the scene overall was a little bit more aggressive. Nowadays, it's actually much, much more communal, especially as it reaches a higher prominence again with the public. There's rivals, and people definitely push each other, but in the end, you know, they'll all get along. They'll always shake each other's hands. They'll always hug out after a battle. looking at the different styles, because that whole aggressive side of it is really more the b-boy and the breakdancing. The other styles, popping, locking, crumping, hyphy, you name it, they all win battles in different ways. So where breakdancing, b-boying is being faster and stronger than the other guy, like a fighter. Popping is, can you be more intricate and more controlled than the other dancer? Locking, can you be a better entertainer and more clownish than the other dancer? Whacking, can you be more fierce than the other dancer? And even within those styles, you always have that rival, but they're always good people, and they always are supportive of each other in the long run. They're more just happy to have the culture be paid attention to, that people are actually taking time to watch them more than anything else.
Okay. Now, what are all the classes that are taught at your studio? I mean, I noticed you have like a baby hip hop class between the ages of 3 and 5. Is that correct?
Yep, that is. So our baby hip hop class is designed to teach the basics of balance and rhythm, so that they have an idea of what it's like to go into a class. So when they go into the kids hip hop class, it's a much easier transition for them, rather than just coming in like kind of panicking. They know that I'm supposed to move on the upbeat and the downbeat. This is how I hold myself up if I'm doing duck walks. This is how I hold myself up if I'm even trying to handstand. It kind of varies as far as the format, because obviously if somebody hasn't had their nap, or if somebody's waking up, or if somebody's not feeling well, or if somebody's hungry, their attention spans definitely vary. So it'll be based around a series of different kinds of games that will teach them that basic balance and rhythm. Moving into the kids class, it's really a little bit more about learning basic vocabulary of the original 3 styles of hip-hop, which is b-boying, locking, and popping. And then as you get older into the teens, it's much more based around performing, competing, battling, and freestyling. And then the adults is really more just so that they can have fun and be on stage again. Each class is usually held adjacent to a troupe rehearsal, so the troupes are the ones that get to perform. Mm-hmm. And then each class, most of the kids' classes have a corresponding fitness class that runs simultaneously, so the parents can come in and they can drop their kid off for kids hip-hop and then go take a power bar class. Or they can drop their kids off and take turbo kicks, or they can drop their kids off and do Zumba at the same time, so they never have to leave the studio, and that way they're not sitting there bored staring at the wall.
Oh, man. So basically, you're kind of like for the kids, it's kind of like a fun daycare for them in a way, kind of, so the parents can come by and get their workouts in. At the same time, kids can go there and learn dancing at the same time, kind of.
Sure. We have seen it start out that way, but usually it's more that the kid is dragging the parent there, rather than the parent trying to find a route for them to have daycare. Another class that we actually offer a special needs hip hop class as well. We do it through the Highlands Ranch Community Association, so that's anybody with we have about up and down 6 to 15 dancers, depending on how it's doing in that month. Some will have backdoor issues, some will have cerebral palsy, some will have Down syndrome, you name it. But they come in and they dance it up as well.
Oh man, that's great. And then, what other classes do you have besides those 2?
As you get up into the skill sets, you'll start to learn that you're predisposed to one style or another, and then you'll start to work more in the specialty classes. So you'll have breakdancing power moves. So to speak to fitness with that one, that is absolute core strength and isometrics to the maximum. So to be able to go from a table freeze, which is you're essentially parallel to the ground, holding yourself up on your elbow, and be able to push yourself up into a handstand, and then bring your hands together to spin on your hands. It takes incredible core strength and balance and power in order to do that. There's a beginning adult element class, there's beginning tween classes. We really have tried to, and it's taken us a few years to figure it out, diversify our classes so that there's really something for everyone when they come in there, and that everyone can feel welcomed when they come in. Because that's one of the biggest things about dance studios is, like, people are they're very, very nervous when they have to show up for the first time. So coming to a class for the first time is we make sure that it's a positive experience for them. The other part to it is that people are they're intimidated to take class on their own. So like we just want to make sure that they're there and there's a class available to them that matches their interest. So
now I'm pretty sure every parent that's listening to this show right now is probably thinking in their head, what's the rate? How much does this cost?
So we're all about accessibility. Where it's $10 drop in. You can show up whenever you want. $10 class punch card for $90. The punch card lasts a full year, and you literally can just come and go as you please. As you really start to get interest in it and really start and want to divulge time, and it actually happens very naturally that you'll find that you're coming to class, and you're burning through your punch cards. Then you go to a tuition, in which case you pay a monthly fee for a certain number of classes each week. So it's like $85 for two classes, $115 for 3, so on and so forth, all the way up through unlimited. So we have entire families that will come and they just do an unlimited with us, and they come and go as they please for as many classes as they want, because the moms will take turbo kick, the boys will take breakdancing, the girls will take hip hop, so on and so forth. And you can do, and there's no distinction between any of the fitness classes or the dance classes, because they go hand in hand. So we want to make sure and we encourage them to do both. Once you get into other levels as far as troop and company, it really gets a lot more pricey, but we're always about being accessible and making sure that people have the opportunity to do it, because it's something that not everyone can do, so we want to make sure that those who can and want to have a great time while they do it.
Now, how can individuals get a hold of you to get more information about StreetSide?
Sure. You can either visit us on our website, www.streetsideSouth.com. If you go to Google and you just type in hip-hop dance, call Denver, we're the first search right there. You can call at 720-350-2787. So one more time, that's 720-350-2787. And that'll actually put you in touch with Candace, and she's the one that heads up all of our operations and logistics, and she'll be happy to sit down and talk with you. She does a great job to ask you questions to find out exactly what you're looking for, where's your knowledge base on hip-hop dance, where's your knowledge base on fitness, and really help you understand which is the best class for you. So again, so your first dance experience, because it takes a lot of courage to go to a dance class for the first time, is a positive one.
All right, and one more question before I let you go. I've been asking everybody this today. You had 24 hours to live. What would you do?
24 hours to live, what would I do?
Time's ticking.
You know, this might sound boring, but I would probably do the same thing that I do with most of my day. I would go and hang out with the people that I know, the people that I already spent time with, because the people at my studio are all great people, and they're all fun people, and they're like family. So I would just hang out with them like I always do.
Good, politically correct answer. All right, Matthew.
I am on the radio. I want to make sure that I'm giving the best answers possible.
All right, Matthew. Hey, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today. I will talk to you in a couple of weeks anyways about a few things. But again, I'm glad that you were able to come on the show and talk about StreetSide South. You have a nice evening, okay?
Okay, and if you want to come in, you can have the first couple lessons on me. I'll teach you how to pop, and I'll teach you how to do the robot.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but we'll see. All right, man. I'll catch you later, okay?
All right, thanks, George.
No problem.
Bye.
And again, that's Matthew Gonzales from StreetSide South Studio. After this quick and last commercial break, we will have the Richards clan in studio, Dana, Laura, and Alan Richards. This is GP3 Bodybuilding to the Max on MSCSports.com. All sports, no limits.
We are happy to be in partnership with Essex Motors, where they realize that you have a lot of choices when leasing or buying an automobile. Essex Motors considers customer satisfaction to be the highest priority. Throughout each of their departments, the emphasis is always on putting the customer's needs first. Everything they do is designed to make your car buying or leasing experience as easy and enjoyable as possible. With competitive prices, knowledgeable staff, and a superior customer service all added up to create a simple and painless way to purchase a world-class automobile at a great price. Please call 303-687-0300 or visit Essex Motors showroom at 131 South Main Street in Longmont, Colorado to see for yourself how different your total automotive experience can be, or click their link on mscsports.com.
Tired of cutting coupons and looking for deals or ways to save money? Daily Pocket Deals has everything you need, offering new deals for local businesses every day. Daily Pocket Deals is sure to keep more money in your pocket. Visit dailypocketdeals.com and enter promo code KZKO to be automatically entered to win one of many great prizes.
Winter means snow, hot chocolate, and pale skin. Get back to your summer glow. At the Beach has 5 different tanning levels, as well as spray tans. With great prices and no waits, you can get back to your sun-kissed skin in no time. Be sure to check them out online at atbtanning.com for a location near you at the beach. Get your tan on.
This is Jacqueline Abrams and Paul Abrams with Made for War MMA.
You're listening to GP3 Bodybuilding to the Max. Only on MSCSports.com. All sports, no limits.
Are you looking for a new piercing or tattoo? Phantom 8 Tattoo and Piercing is the place. Come in and check out their artist work and schedule your appointment today. Don't forget to mention KZKO to receive an hour off your session. Phantom 8 Tattoos and Piercing, conveniently located on South Broadway in Inglewood, or visit phantom8.com.
What better way to show you care than to send one of my mom's pies? Fresh homemade pies using nothing but the best local fruit and the finest ingredients. Handcrafted with love right out of their Boulder kitchen and passed down for 4 generations. That's my mom's pies. Call now, 303-652-6667. That's 303-652-MOMS. And order your pie today. Or check out their delicious menu at mmpies.com, where you can select your pies upon request. That's My Mom's Pies. What are you waiting for?
Hey, it's your girl, Lady K, host of The Sounds of Soul every Tuesday night. Check out our newest sponsor on MSC Radio Network, Latin Life Denver. You know, being a Latina girl myself, I've always wanted to know anything and everything pertaining to Latin community arts and nightlife in Colorado. So if you want to know more information like I did, visit LatinLifeDenver.com. Once again, that's LatinLifeDenver.com. Adios.
I'm living in that 21st century.
From the Mile High City, you're listening to GP3 Bodybuilding to the Max, only on MSCSports.com. Now here's your host, GP3.
Yeah, everybody, we're back. GP3 Bodybuilding to the Max, and then we have in studio right now the Richards clan. Everybody introduce themselves really quick.
My name is Alan Richards. I'm the youngest of the Richards clan.
My name's Dana Richards. I am the second oldest.
My name's Laura Richards, and I am the middle child.
Wait a minute. There's 3. Wait, how many?
There's four of us.
There's technically 4.
There's technically 4.
There's one brother that doesn't get into the fitness industry.
So really, there's 3.
Yeah.
No, but he is a downhill mountain bike racer. That's pretty nuts in its own.
Somebody's athletic. We're just not. He's not the big one.
Now, obviously, one part of bodybuilding and competing is that it's genetics. So, which one of y'all had the lion's share of the genetics? Who gets majority of the genetics, you think, out of all 3 of y'all?
Who's going to say this and get beat up later?
Who wants to take credit? I don't know. I think we all have our own kind of perks in one way or another.
I need one person.
One person.
Who's going to say it?
Wait, who has the most wins?
No.
Oh, that'd be me. I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm going to say me. I got lucky. I got lucky with the leanness.
I got to agree. He has probably the least hours to a prep than the rest of us.
That's true.
So who got the minimum?
I would say Laura. Honesty.
Well, there goes the bus.
Well, no, she definitely has to diet the hardest out of all of us.
She does.
Absolutely.
I grew up the most overweight. Definitely.
And why is that?
I love food.
Ice cream.
All food.
But ironically, she's the one that got us all into it, so it evens out.
Now, during our young age, we all very competitive in sports also, besides bodybuilding.
We were competitive in everything, even eating.
How you be competitive eating?
We fight over food. Last slice of pizza, the usual.
The first slice of pizza.
No, we have a very competitive family all around. Any sport we all went into, we all had to be the best we could be at it.
Now, I got a list of questions for each and every one of y'all, so I'm going to start with Dana first. Now, Dana, how long have you been bodybuilding?
Bodybuilding since 2008, about 4.5 years.
All right, and who's your current trainer right now?
Dylan Armbrust.
Yeah, that is the man, Dylan Armbrust.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people have commented about your last show and how you looked. I mean, what
is this a comment I want to hear?
No, it's awesome. But what made this prep different from any other prep that you've had?
Oh boy, are we talking about nationals?
Yes.
Because that show I got sick the day before. So
yeah, I know.
I wasn't even able to give it my everything.
I know.
With Dylan, I think just the consistency. The training was much more demandative. The dieting was completely different than what I've ever done in the past. Especially the carbs and stuff like that, much higher.
And just like say, you had a little upset stomach the day of the when you got on stage. What do you believe you would have gotten if you weren't sick?
Honestly, I think I only would have pulled off third. I don't think I would have had first or second.
You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
You look at those pictures, those girls, they've got some upper body maturity, muscle maturity, and I got a ways to go still. I'll have it this year though.
So what do you feel like? What do you feel like that you have to improve?
I want that density in my back and my upper body, my upper arms and shoulders and stuff.
Good question. Now, Laura.
Sure.
First of all, congratulations on you getting married.
Thank you.
How's that?
It's awesome.
Really?
It really is. It really is.
I don't know if that was a fake smile or not. No, I'm joking. Besides competing, you have a small business out there. Explain to everybody about your business.
About 4 years ago, I started making competition suits for all athletes who compete. I've been sewing for 22 years, and it just kind of seemed it was the right place, right time to start getting into it. And since then, it's blossomed, and I not only ship to several different states, but 16 countries.
And then this is all posing suits and
all posing suits.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the $500,000 question. Now I've been told, I'm not gonna say who told me this, but they said you have a lot of God-given talent. You have the possibility to be an IFBB pro, but again you have this business and you obviously just got married, so and we know how the sport can drain you. So will you be on the stage this year or are you done?
I will be on the stage this year after I have taken care of all of my other clients.
So is that a definitive yes?
Definitive yes.
Right. And what show do you have in mind?
My sister and I will be competing together at Nationals in November.
November?
Mm-hmm. Bodybuilding.
Yeah, that's right. Because you've done bodybuilding.
I have done figure, fitness, physique, and bodybuilding.
Yeah, so she did get all the genetics, obviously. Now, my best friend, Alan Richard.
What's up?
Mr. Colorado's what all the ladies call you, isn't that right?
Something like that.
What is driving you right now to one day be great?
It's just the attitude I've always had. Why do something half-heartedly? Why do something if you're not going to put your all into it? And this sport demands the most out of you, so it's the biggest challenge I've ever had. And I think I got into it for the reason just to prove something to myself, to see if I could do it. And so every day I see a different improvement. Every day I see a different gain or a little bit better maturity or whatever the case may be. That's what drives me, is every day waking up a little bit better than you were before.
Now, most competitors, they'll do a big local show, do well, and that's more of a stepping stone to obviously nationals or junior nationals. But after you did state, which you won the overall, you didn't do a national show. Why is that?
I wasn't ready. plain and simple. I think a lot of people, just because you win a local show, think you're ready to go on to the national stage. I've been there. I made that mistake before. I won the Rocky in 2009, and then I went to junior nationals, and I got smoked. Plain and simple. I was not ready. I did not have the upper body to match my legs. And we don't want to go out there until we're ready to be a presence, to be competitive for that top spot. And I think I'm at least a little bit closer this time. So we're definitely ready to go.
And you're also trained by Dylan Armbrust, correct?
Yep. Dylan's got all of us, all three of us.
Everybody listening, all four of us is trained by Dylan Armbrust.
Yes.
I just like to say his name. Now, what are some of the flaws that you are working on?
Oh, definitely overall upper body. I mean, my legs are decent, but my upper body needs to come up a lot. But more specifically, back thickness and width, and then probably my arms would be the two main improvements I want to make for this year.
So you're really going to say your legs are average?
I said they're decent.
Decent is about average, isn't it?
I don't know. Depends on how you want to look at it.
Okay, whatever. Last question, and here's kind of a funny one. You will be going against Anthony Raber at Junior Nationals. Mm-hmm. And just for fun, who is the true quad god here in Colorado?
I'll give him that. I'll give him quad god. That's his name. I haven't come up with a name for myself yet. I don't think I want to. I want to wait till someone else makes up a name for me. But, I'm happy with my legs. I'm happy with them. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh, my God.
We'll let them see how they, on stage, everybody else can decide.
So you believe that he has the better legs than you do?
Oh, I didn't say he had the better legs. We have different legs, that's for sure.
Different legs.
He's got different shape. He's got much better upper leg thickness. You can't compare to that thickness. I'm guessing they're probably measuring 30, 31s. Technically measurement-wise, mine are 28, but I like the shape of my legs. I wouldn't give that up to anybody. My shape is what my attribute I like most about myself is. And, I need to get some more size for sure, but I'll take shape any day over size.
I knew you'd give me a correct answer for that one. Jesus Christ, man.
Well, there's three of us. There's three of us with good legs coming to juniors from Colorado. Me, Russ Allen, and Anthony Raber. So it's going to be fun to see all three of us up there.
Are all y'all going to be supers?
Yep.
Is Russ a super?
He said he's going to be a super this year. So it should be all three of us.
Is he normally a heavy, right?
He was a heavy this last show.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Each one of y'all, you had 24 hours to live. What would you do? And your answers cannot be the same. Richard, you go first.
Ooh.
Alan, you go first.
24 hours to live. Jeez. I've always wanted to go skydiving.
Without a parachute? You might as well.
Might as well. I mean, you got 24 hours to live. Might as well. And I would eat.
Tim McGraw.
I would eat everything I could. Yeah.
Dana, what's up? Let's go.
Yeah, honestly, geez. I enjoy the food and do a big family get together.
You can't say food. You said food. You can't say food.
Well, we can have other things there too as well.
Oh, my God.
Just live it up for the next 24 hours. Party hard, honestly.
Laura.
Come on, this is me. I'd take Troy and the pugs to Disney World.
Oh my God.
Saw that one coming.
Oh my God. Seriously?
She loves her pugs.
Hells yeah.
Disney World? 24 hours to live.
I got married at Disney World.
Yeah, I know that. So
yeah.
I heard everybody was upset about that one too.
It's the happiest place on earth.
Die with a smile on your face, right?
So again, y'all, this the Richard clan in studio. Again, I'm glad y'all were able to come onto the show. Next week, I will probably have a pre-recording show because I will be in Columbus for the Arnold. But again, you're listening to GP3 Bodybuilding to the Max on MSCSports.com. And I'll see y'all next week. Good night, and have a nice one.
This has been a presentation of the MSC Radio Network.
Tired of cutting coupons and looking for deals or ways to save money? Daily Pocket Deals has everything you need, offering new deals for local businesses every day. Daily Pocket Deals is sure to keep more money in your pocket. Visit dailypocketdeals.com and enter promo code KZKO to be automatically entered to win one of many great prizes.
Listen in to Charged Up as Coach McGatlin and Ira Goldman break down the games. The coach has the inside scoop on how the game is played and will break down the games coming up. Airs every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on MSCSports.com. All sports, no limits.
Do you love soccer? Do you breathe soccer? Or do you just happen to be interested in soccer? Then you have got to check out the Soccer Power Hour on MSCSports.com every Wednesday between 6 and 7 p.m. This is where great soccer begins. The Soccer Power Hour on MSCSports.com on Wednesdays between 6 and 7. Sponsored by Oli Sport at olisport.com.
Miss football when the Super Bowl is over? You don't have to anymore. Come join the longest continuous running adult football league in America. The Colorado Football Conference, established in 1987, is your cure for the post-Super Bowl blues. For more info, visit cfcfootball.com or MSC